Hello YouTube and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Movie Entertainment with your host me, Jonathan, once again bringing you another review. This time it's for DC's Legends of Tomorrow. That's right, DC Legends of Tomorrow is back and is in a new time. It is at 9 o'clock on Tuesdays now, right after The Flash. So, and this episode is titled Raiders of the Lost Arks. So in this episode basically takes place right after what happened with the team. Basically, they had these mystical medallions things that they lost to the Legion of Doom, if you want to call them that. Malcolm Merlin, Damien Dark, and of course Reverse Flash, Erebor Thawne. And now they're trying to figure out what the heck is it. And obviously the bad guys, they found out it's basically a map leading to some kind of a spear. They can use it to change our reality. So now the team goes to 1966. And they go to Los Angeles, and who do they find there? They find none other than Rip Hunter there. And you do get a little backstory of what happened to Rip right before the whole ship blew up. Apparently, before the ship, blew up, he basically shut it down, its main core, and he kind of touched it, and I guess he lost his memory. So he's living in 1966, around that time period. And he's acting like a director now, pretending he's a director, making a film all about the legends. He says he made it up in his mind. He has no idea who he is. He goes by another name, and he's got a friend who's actually George Lucas. Yeah, George Lucas himself is in this episode. I mean, not the real George Lucas, but you know what I mean. It was a pretty funny episode. I mean, there are moments in this episode I'm like, oh my god, time travel and messing with Star Wars again. Because there's a point in the episode where you find out that Ray Palmer and the other guy, basically their lives are influenced on Star Wars and Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah, Indiana Jones. So once Spielberg basically quits, George Lucas quits being, in film school, apparently Ray and the other guy, they lose their personalities. They become completely different people. Ray's not a genius anymore, and Commander Steele is not Commander Steele anymore. So now they have to convince George Lucas to go back into film school so he can eventually make Star Wars and of course Indiana Jones. Even though he didn't really direct it, it was really Spielberg. But I guess if he didn't direct Star Wars, he wouldn't have met He wouldn't have met Spielberg, and yeah. So that's why Indiana Jones is being referenced in here. And poor Rip, he has no idea who these people are. He thinks like he's gone crazy, or he thinks he's dreaming. And this is a fun episode, I have to admit. It was funny. I laughed. There were moments I'm like, oh my god, why? Like, imagine a world without Star Wars. It would be just crazy. If like Star Wars didn't exist, what would the movie's world be like? It'd be just weird. I think Star Wars influenced a lot of film directors, to create films in their own right. So, yeah, without Star Wars, there's probably these movies we have now wouldn't be as good as it is because, without these directors having, a Meyer as George Lucas, who created Star Wars, probably would be different. But, yeah, this episode had humor, action. It was great. It was a cool episode. Legends of Tomorrow gets better and better every time I watch it. And at the end of the episode, spoiler, like I always talk about, the Legion of Doom, they kidnapped Rip, and now they're trying to get him to give up the location of the other pieces of the spear. Apparently, Rip's got one piece, and now the Legion has one piece, or the other, the Legions have the one piece, and they're gonna probably try to make a trade or some kind. And I don't know what's gonna happen next week because obviously Rip has no memory. He's probably gonna get his memory back. I'm hoping he comes back because I hear he was not part of the show anymore. Maybe he was doing some other show, so I hope he's back for more episodes. So let's see what happens. But like I said, cool episode. I enjoyed it for what it was. It was fun. I had a really good time watching this season. It's been good so far. So yeah, great action, great everything. Yeah, so leave a comment below, let me know what you guys thought about the episode if you've seen it, and thank you, and stay tuned for more. Bye.